Welcome back to my hard difficulty walkthrough for Resident Evil Zero, my friends. This is part number 5. In the previous section we cleared out the basement and now we're going to obtain 2 more tablets so that we can gain access to the church where we will have a boss fight. But before we do that, we need to clear out the rest of the training facility, and I'm going to start by picking up a few empty bottles so that I can prepare Molotov cocktails, because during this segment we're going to encounter a lot of leashmen and we need to take care of them, or at least one of them. We can avoid most of them, but there's one of them that you'll probably need to destroy, otherwise you'll get hit. Bathroom is all yours, sir. Couldn't have waited until I was done. You are not nearly as polite as the zombies, but anyway, let's get out. Plus, honestly, that was the ladies' bathroom, so I don't know what that guy was doing in there in the first place. But let's switch back to Billy. As you can see, I dropped off my handgun over there. I don't need it anymore.
Come on.
Roger.
In fact, I didn't need it in the previous section either, but that waits there in the main hall.
I'll check it out.
In case some poor survivor enters the training facility, they have a free gun. And now we're going to take care of the 2 plague crawlers in this room. If we stay by the door and immediately start firing, we should be able to finish them off before they can get too close. Four shots to them in. Sometimes it might take a couple more shots, but 2 shotgun bullets usually are enough to finish them off. And as you saw, as long as you stay near the door, you're good. Switch back to Rebecca so that she can get inside the room. And now we're going to take care of that leashman that I was talking about. And I'm going to use Rebecca to finish him off, because Rebecca is better suited to use the Molotov cocktails because she can throw them faster than Billy.
I'll go.
Okay.
I didn't need to bring Rebecca into the room. As soon as we transition the camera angle, start throwing those Molotov cocktails. Start right now, and don't even wait a single moment. Just start throwing them, and as you can see, Rebecca throws them very fast. And there we go. 4 of them finish him off. Now we can switch back to Billy. As soon as we step into this area, that will trigger the appearance of another leashman. They will only attack once you step inside their spawn area, so the camera angle needs to switch before they appear, and that's something that you can use to your advantage against them.
Come on.
They will not attack until you can see them on the screen. Plus they need to morph anyway, so until they do, you have a lot of free hits. The problem is when they start walking towards you, because nothing will stun them. But with Rebecca, if you have a few Molotov cocktails, you're golden, because you can finish them off before they can transform. Who knew that Billy played the piano so well? Rebecca's not very good at it. If you remember the remake, she struggles with it a little bit. Apparently, Billy has a softer side. Something tells me Billy might have been part of a band, though. So pick up the battery and we'll get locked inside. There's a few empty bottles on the ground, as you can see, but I'm not going to use more Molotov cocktails. At least not now, So I'm actually going to discard those two because I don't need them, since I can avoid all the remaining leashmen that I will encounter along the way. At least during this segment. So as soon as we open the door again, Rebecca is free and we can get out of here. Well played,
Let's
Billy.
regroup.
Okay.
Let's split up.
Roger.
We're going to equip the shotgun, pick up a few shotgun shells, get another plate, and then leave the room. On that corridor, there's a room on the other side, and that room has bottles, it has herbs, and a first aid spray even. However, it's a trap. You see, after you leave that room and go back inside the corridor, there will be a leashman waiting for you, and you will get hit for sure, because he attacks you very quickly. So I would avoid him, and I wouldn't enter that room because there's really nothing of worth there.
Let's regroup.
So you
Okay.
can leave this area and you won't have any more issues. As you can see, you can also pick up the shotgun shells in the other room before that zombie can get close to you. Just make sure you pick up the plate. Now we're going to get the last plate. It's outside the training facility, but we need the battery in order to get that last plate. So we're going to leave Billy near the door here, and we're going to switch to Rebecca. She's going to do the pushing around once again. I can get that plate because I'm going to have a free slot once I
I'll check over
lose the
there.
battery.
Yeah.
So leave Billy here and let's take care of this. We need to place the battery in order to activate the elevator, and then we need to push a huge crate so that we can reach the top of a pillar, and the last plate is on top of that pillar. So place the battery and then call the elevator. If this was the remake, we couldn't do this stepping out through the main door and just step outside because we'd be attacked by a lot of dogs. So let's climb the crate, jump to the other side, and we're going to drag it for a little while. It's funny how so far it's always been Rebecca doing the heavy pushing in my walkthrough, but she doesn't mind. I'm still baffled with the fact that this is the same Rebecca that we encounter in the remake. You wouldn't think that she survived all of this if you played the remake and didn't know about Resident Evil Zero. Then again, Chris doesn't really treat Rebecca all that well. I mean, unlike Billy, he's always telling Rebecca to go on her own and just do her own thing. Chris is a terrible partner, that's for sure. At least compared to Billy. Because it does make a lot more sense to stick together here. So switch back to Billy. Turn around. Oh, actually it's already
Let's regroup.
Okay.
looking at the door. So call Rebecca and get through the door. And now, very important guys, remember on part 3 I left the hook shot here. That wasn't random, we're going to need it now, and this was the best place to leave it. So pick up the hook shot. I'm going to give Billy the grenade rounds. He's going to need them for the boss fight up next. And I'm going to drop the Molotov cocktails. Just 2 of them, and I don't really need them anyway. But please pick up the hook shot, you don't want to forget it, otherwise you'll have to come back here. Still need to use that thing quite a lot. Switch back to Billy, have Rebecca wait in the bottom of the stairs, because there's plague crawlers above in the corridor. They weren't there before, but they're there now. So it's just easier if you make it to the door first, now call Rebecca, and now you can step outside, and that will automatically teleport Rebecca into this area as well. So that works pretty nicely. Now we're just going to insert the plates, and then we can move on to the church. It's a very short segment when it comes down to the church, but it's still a difficult part because the boss fight that we're going to have can be a little bit troublesome. That's why I like to save my game before the next boss fight, just to be on the safe side. Okay, now that door is unlocked, so we can move on and get out of here. We're done with the training facility. You don't need to come back. So keep that in mind and make sure you have all the necessary items. Obviously, we'll need the grenade launcher, the shotgun, and we'll need the hook shot. Don't forget the hook shot, otherwise you'll be mad that you have to go back all the way to pick it up. I know it's a pain to carry that thing because it occupies 2 slots, but we will use it a lot in the next segment. I'm going to use Billy for this boss fight. Rebecca had her fun against the Leashman, and
I'll check it out.
let's
Roger.
maneuver Rebecca. Remember, you can control your AI partner using the right analog stick. Unlock the door, and we're going to save our game inside the church first, and then we'll take care of the giant bat. Rather troublesome opponent, because his movement pattern can be a little bit unpredictable, and at one point you're going to battle small bats as well if you don't take care of the giant bat fast enough. But we're going to try and dispose of the giant bat before the small bats appear, because then it really gets messy and we want to finish off the giant bat before that happens, so that we don't waste too much ammunition. So heed my warning and save your game here. I think it's for the best, but it's entirely up to you, obviously. And remember to pick up the shotgun shells again. Just drop the ink ribbons because you don't need them. So let's get the shotgun shells once again. And let's step outside and do this. Okay guys, here we go. As soon as it charges against you, start firing, aim up. And I missed a shot, that wasn't supposed to happen. It takes 5 grenade shots to finish him off. And if you fire quickly enough, he won't be able to move away, and we got him. Awesome. So it was a shame that I wasted that grenade shot. I thought I could get him with a second shot before he flew away. I missed, that's a shame, but it takes 5 shots to finish him off, and we managed to do it before he delivered any damage and before the small bats appeared. I mean, I think I saw them in the corner, but I wasn't even paying attention to them because I was so focused on finishing off this giant bat. If you keep firing at him, he won't be able to move, he'll be stuck, and you can hit him with the 5 grenade shots and finish him off. But it's actually better to hit him once, that will make him move away, and then when he goes to attack you for a second time, then just keep firing at him, and that will make you spare at least 1 grenade. Not that you need it, honestly, but you know, grenade launcher rounds are important here. So use the hook shot now. That will allow you to climb to the roof of the church. And we're almost done with the church. It's a very small segment, really. But we took care of the bat without too many issues, and that's what matters. Like I said, the really important thing is that when he goes for the second attack, just keep spamming the fire button, aim up and keep firing, and that will stun him and you'll be able to finish him off without too many problems. It might take you a couple of tries, but it's worth it, I think, to practice this method because it really works very well. Make sure you call Rebecca before you step inside the elevator. And into the laboratory we go. You ready for this, Rebecca?
Yes, Billy.
Now, very important here, give Rebecca the hook shot. I mean, you can use Billy, but I'm going to use Rebecca for the next segment. And there's a file that we can collect here. It's another entry by Marcus, another journal. But that's going to be for the next segment, where we take care of the laboratory area. It's going to be a long one. So I'm going to save my game here. As always, thank you so much for watching, my friends. I hope you found this segment useful, and I'll see you all later for the next part. Take care.